So in 2024, Braun introduced a new Braun Series 7 360 model, and that new model has shaving modes, including a turbo mode. Now for most of us guys, being guys, you mention a turbo mode and it pricks our ears up and we get interested in it. However, is that a kind of gimmicky thing, or does it have much use? That's one of the things that I'll cover in the video. In this video, I'll do the usual and I'll cover the pros and cons of the features of how I see them and how they perform. And I'll also do a demo shave. So I've already shaved these before, and the latest model. However, I'll do a demo shave so you guys can see how it performs, and I can run you through that. And I'll wrap it up with some feedback on my experience and my views, and also maybe recommend who it might be best suited for and who it might not be best suited for. If you have the Series 7 that does not have the turbo mode, if you're outside of the USA, the turbo mode is currently only available in the USA, although I have seen one model available in the UK. However, you can class this video as just for the Braun Series 7, the 360 Braun Series 7. They're the same shaver, but the only difference is having the shaving mode, the free shaving modes. But if you're outside the USA, bar that model that I saw in the UK, then this is going to be for both of the same shavers. Now Braun is obviously testing out this turbo mode feature shaver in the USA. Now they might roll that out worldwide, they may not. It may be something they're testing, or some sort of marketing thing that I'm not aware of, where they want to increase their sales in the US with this turbo style. I don't know. Or if they find that it performs well, then maybe they'll roll it out some other places in the world. I don't really know. Like I said, there's one available in the UK. I haven't seen any available in Germany, where the Braun company is. So yeah, we'll see how that goes in the future. Now about model numbers in the USA for the turbo model, the older models they begin with the number 70, and then the latest turbo models all begin with 71. They'll have some extra numbers added onto that. And this model that I purchased, the 7177cc. Now cc means that it comes with the cleaning station, and it comes with quite a few accessories, including a body groomer. We're not going to go too much into accessories here, but if you're looking at a shaver that begins with 71, you know it's the turbo model, the turbo shaving mode model. If it begins with 70, then you know it's the older model. I'm not going to go into numbers around for the UK and other countries, because I just want to cover more some detail about the turbo model. Okay, so the features and design. So this is called the 360, Braun Series 7 360, and that's because this head moves in various directions, or 360 degrees. It'll move left to right, and it'll move up and down, and this is to help with shaving along the various contours. It's a shaver that has three shaving elements. It has two files, one file at the top, one file at the bottom, and in the middle it has like an extra trimmer, and this is to pick up on shaving longer hairs and flat line hairs. It's to try and pick those up. These shaving elements all have a kind of flex with them, so that's used for shaving along contours and trying to keep the blade system close to the skin throughout the shave. It has what Braun calls the easy click attachments, where this head section, we can unclip it. It can be a little bit fiddly, really. It's not difficult, a little bit fiddly compared to a shaver like the Braun Series 9, Braun Series 9 Pro here. Braun Series 9 Pro will have as a head and cassette that where you can press buttons at the side, and that just releases it very easy, and I love that design. However, the Braun Series 5, 6 and 7, this has a clip-off design. We have to prise it off, but then that design as well is like that, so we can fit on any of the other attachments, you know, be it the body groomer, or more so the trimmer. So the trimmer is an attachment that we plug into it, and we can switch these over with the cassette. Now some people are not going to mind having this extra attachment for the trimmer. Some people are not going to mind that. For some guys it's going to be a bit of a deal breaker. Some guys need, you know, like the Panasonic R5, they need, you know, they want a trimmer attached to the body of it because they use it frequently, and they don't want to have to attach one. For other guys like myself, I don't really mind so much having an extra attachment, and not having a built-in or attached trimmer I think makes the body of this shaver a lot slimmer, and the body of the shaver fits in the hand very, very well. There's nice rubberized grip all around the back section, and where the forefinger gets placed onto the shaver, it kind of rests against this top section, so yeah, it fits nice and snugly in the hand. Whereas another shaver, say like the Braun Series 9, it's a little bit more bulky and you know, not quite as a nice snug fit in the hand. So I think not having a built-in trimmer has its benefits and drawbacks. As with most shavers these days, it can be used shaving wet or dry with our favourite shaving cream, our shaving lubricants of choice. Now I have used it wet shaving, and I've used the Braun Series 5 in that wet shaving just to test it out, because I don't really wet shave with electric shavers. And yeah, it's okay, it works well. I don't get much extra comfort from it, much extra speed. It doesn't really benefit me. I use these for dry shaving, but however, if you want to use it for wet shaving, it can be used for wet shaving with like I said, your favourite shaving lubricants. So battery runtime, we get around about 50 minutes runtime from the standard mode, which should be the same as the standard Braun Series 7. However, if we have it on the turbo mode, I think we get around about 40 minutes from it. Then if we have it on the gentle mode, we can get up to 60 minutes from it. And if needed, if the batteries run flat and we need to get a quick charge, we can charge it up for 5 minutes and get a quick shave out of it. And it takes about an hour to fully charge, but I don't think it takes that long at all. And my experience has been with the Braun Series 7s is I get around about an hour, yeah, around about an hour from it. Without, you know, what clock watching, I'd say around about an hour. I get plenty of shaves out of a full charge. So about these shaving modes. So the shaving modes we have, the button underneath the power button, which on the older style, say older style, it's still the present one, but not a non-upgraded shaving mode style. The button under the power button is a button where if we press it, we're able to see how much charge we have left on the battery. So what they've done, Braun has done, is change that button into, as I press it now, it changes the shaving mode. That's the shaver on the normal mode. Now if I press this button, you'll see a light up there. That's turbo mode now. You can hear the speed go up. Then once you press it again, now it's gone on to the gentle mode, and that lights up. So the gentle mode is going to be, or it's aimed at people who have got a bit more sensitive skin, to protect them from getting irritation. The standard mode is for, I guess, just standard, and the turbo mode is for when we've got more coarse growth and we want to kind of tackle that coarse growth. That's what Braun says those modes are suitable for. We get a little bit more than just the standard LED indicators. We get the power one showing how much charge we've got left, but then we also get the power modes. Then we get a cassette shows up to show, say we need to replace the cassette, and when we'll also switch the shaver off after using it, it will light up to show that we need to clean it. So it's got a little bit more than the basic LEDs. Now about cleaning, after a shave, these are easy enough to clean as they are. You know, I just usually pop the cap off, give it a blowout what debris is inside, and then put a blob of antibacterial soap on the shaver. Pop the cap on, run a little bit of water over on the top cap, run the shaver about 10 or 15 seconds, which switched on with the antibacterial soap and a little bit of water inside. Then I just rinse it all out, and that gets them perfectly clean. However, if you get the model with the cleaning station, like I have here, then you'll be able to use the cleaning station. I'm not going to go much into detail that, but when I'm in the UK, the place where I stay, the water is hard, so it's not very good for mechanical things and electronic items, the water, because it has too much I forget what we call it now, but limescale, that's it, limescale, so it knackers products pretty quick. So having this in the UK is really quite important for me, very useful. And with the cleaning station, it will clean, lubricate, make it smell quite nice. It has a scent to it as well, and it'll also charge it. So yeah, but I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'll do a separate video for that. I did a cleaning station video for the Braun Series 9 and the Braun Series 8, which is different to the one for the Braun Series 6 and Braun Series 7, so we'll do a separate video on that. Just before I get a shave, I'll just mention what I'm looking for whilst I'm shaving, what I'm going to point out. What I'm going to point out is how well the blades stay close to the skin, and also contouring, so how it goes along the jaw and the chin area and that kind of stuff. I'll also use a trimmer and show you how that performs. I'll also be looking for comfort, how comfortable the shave is, how quick it shaves, which is not that important, but how quick it shaves, and of course the closeness, the end result. Any irritation at all, if I've got any flare-ups, if there's any irritation 10, 15, 20 minutes after the shave or during the shave. And also what's important to me is if it picks up on difficult or stubborn patches, if I have any leftover hairs, I usually get them under the sideburns and in these corners, especially file type shavers. So I'll check to see if I have much of them leftovers, but more importantly than that, to see whether the shave will clear them up after. It's okay to get some of them leftovers for it to miss some hairs. The main point is can I clear them up without, you know, without going over and over and over and over again. Anyway, so let's grab a mirror and get a shave on. Okay, I've got 3 days of growth there, so this is what we're starting with. This is the growth guide, and this is the maximum I'd want to have really with most shavers, but most definitely with a file shaver, because a file shaver is going to struggle to remove a coarser growth, longer growth. What I'm going to do at first is pop this trimmer on so you guys can see how this attached trimmer functions, works, how it performs rather. And I'll just do my sideburns, trim them in. Let's try it that way. Sometimes it's better that way. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay, not brilliant, but it does the job. It's not quite as good as a dedicated trimmer. However, it does what it needs to and trims in the sideburns. Right, let's put the shaver cassette back on then. Get rid of that trimmer attachment. Now what I'm going to do is show the turbo mode and the standard mode. I think most of you guys are going to be interested in how the turbo mode performs against the standard mode. So let's do this side with the standard mode first. Okay, so it's going along the contours there of the jaw area and the chin area pretty well because of this head movement. That's good. Shaving the moustache area around the mouth area, which can be tricky with some shavers. That's pretty good. It's efficient there. I can see it struggling to pick up on some of these longer hairs, but that's okay. I'll get there. Okay, see where we're on that side. Okay, it's pretty good. Few longer hairs missed there, as expected. Okay, that's got you then. I find if you struggle with a file shaver, something with not the Braun Series 7 and these type of shavers, with removing the stubborn patches, is to hold it by the head like this. I don't need to switch that on. Hold it by the head like that, and it gives more stability, and you can get in, hold it there a bit stronger, if that makes sense. Got a few longer hairs there still. Okay, that's that side done. So let's go on the left hand side with the power mode. The power mode? Turbo mode. I see, hear the sound, the pitch go higher, isn't it? Definitely feels more aggressive. And this is why I don't like it. It feels slightly soreish. It feels too aggressive for these cutters, for these shaving elements. The standard mode feels okay. That just feels quite comfortable. But with this, it starts to feel like it's quite harsh, a harsh shave. It is getting rid of the larger patches quicker though, so you know it obviously is slightly more efficient. It's just that it's a little bit too aggressive for me. That's kind of scraping my hairs too much there, so I'm going to drop back down to standard mode on my neck area, because I know it's going to cause me irritation, so I'm not going to do that. But I guess from what we can see there, it still could be useful to use the turbo mode on my cheeks and then drop it down to standard mode for the neck area to prevent irritation on the neck. Yeah, that feels better for my neck. Okay, let's see where we're at. Yeah, I've got some clearing up to do there. There's some stubborn patches there and a little bit of a stubborn patch there. Let's see if we can clear these up. Okay. Okay, I'd say job done. One thing to note that I want to mention is guys have asked me whether any shavers they have any shrapnel, any debris that doesn't go inside the shaver. Now with the Braun shavers, not that much gets held inside the shaver cassette, so you'll see, even if you can see there's a lot of debris that falls out the shaver and goes onto your shirt. It's no issue for me, but some guys have queried that with me. And yeah, with the Braun shavers, including the Series 7, you get a load of it down on your chest or on your top, and you won't get that with a lot of the rotary shavers, because here's like a Philips Prestige, and because it has this head section, a collection chamber, all the debris gets collected inside there. So that's one of the benefits of a rotary style shaver. But yeah, with the Braun, you're going to get loads of a load of shrapnel stuff around. Okay, shaved, and I gave it 20 minutes after the shave to see if I get any kind of irritation and how the skin feels afterwards, and see if there's any patches, because you know usually after a shave, and most of us 10-15 minutes later we start to see patches, don't we, or we feel the irritation a little bit more. But I don't have any additional patches or anything. That's a pretty close shave. That's a decent shave, that is. I'm glad that I stopped on the neck though with the turbo mode on the left hand side, because I know through previous experience when I've tried it out is that it felt quite sore afterwards. I mean, I have some kind of tingling on my skin now, but it's nothing major, and when I put a little bit of a aftershave balm on, it's going to feel fine. That's going to be okay. So the turbo mode, yeah, maybe there's something useful about it in terms of if I'm shaving my cheeks area, I'm going to be able to do that a little bit quicker. But is it a deal breaker? Is it worth upgrading for? It's definitely not worth upgrading from the previous 7 Series to the turbo mode just for that feature. And in terms of comfort overall, it's it's not the most comfortable shaver, the Series 7, especially when I put it on the turbo mode. It's not comfortable at all then. But it's reasonably comfortable. It's not a shave that I'd recommend for people who have sensitive skin. My neck's quite sensitive. It's not the best shaver for me for that. And as you might have seen, as leftovers, stubborn hairs, I had stubborn hairs left there and here. However, the shaver picked them up afterwards, so that's fine. Now, I'm not sure about that gentle mode. Gentle mode doesn't make sense to me, although I'm sure guys maybe they're shaving every 2 days or something, and then once they shave every day, they don't want it on the standard mode. It's a little bit too aggressive for them, but then they could maybe use a standard, the gentle mode. I'm not sure, but for me, I'm mostly just going to want to use the standard mode, so I could quite easily just stick to the standard shaver. To get used to that turbo mode, I think you're going to want to have like coarse hair or something like that. And I think quite what we call hardy skin. You know, you're not that sensitive. You can kind of put most razors on your face and you won't pick up any irritation. But for, like I said, for guys who are a bit skin sensitive, they might not get much use out of that turbo mode. But I think what I'd recommend with both of the Series 7 shavers, if it's the right shaver for you, it is just go with which one is the best price really. If the turbo mode costs quite a bit more than what the standard model would, then you know I wouldn't part with the extra cash for it. But I think that's about all I want to cover in this video for that. I did also get some attachments with it. You got a body groomer, a few years ago I tried out the body groomer with this, and I can't remember what it's like. So I'm going to try these out again, and then I'll put that in the website review. I also do a website review on all of the shavers that I use, and I'll drop a link in the description for that, the Braun Series 7 turbo mode. And there's already a review for the standard mode on the website shavingadvisor.com, but I'll put more detail on them, so you can check them out in the description if you want to. If you guys want it as well, I'll also put out a quick video on the cleaning station to see whether any of you want to purchase that with a bundle that you'll get with either the Series 6, the Braun Series 6, or any of the Braun Series 7 models, if you want to have that. But you know, if any guys want to let me know in the comments section if you want that review, but I'll probably just put that out there anyway and do a quick video on it. I think next what will be coming up will be a video for the Braun Series 7 versus the Braun Series 8. I think we'll put them next to each other. I've got a web page about them, all we'll say about my website. However, well, I'll do a video and we'll do a versus, we'll do a comparison where I'll shave on one side of the face with one shaver, the Braun Series 7, other side with the Braun Series 8. I think that's the next video, one of the next videos I'm going to put out. From the Braun Series 5 to the Braun Series 8, that's the biggest jump in the change of the shaver is to the Braun Series 8, because that's when the design changed a hell of a lot. The Braun Series 8 is the same design, body design as the Braun Series 9. Anyway, that's a wrap guys. Thanks for watching and have a great day.